Just about underway here in the second half. Florida State with its largest lead at 13 over Clemson. CSS is your home for some of the top women's basketball in the country. Tune in this Sunday as Middle Tennessee takes on Western Kentucky live at 2 p.m. Eastern. Then catch the Alabama Crimson Tide as they visit the Vanderbilt Commodores starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. All live right here on CSS. DeLuzio will run the point this time. Goes inside to Brevard. Good move down low, and Brevard comes through for her first 2 points in the second half.
I think you see exactly what Brevard is capable of in that setup. Just when she has that good post positioning, she can turn quick, get her shot off. Great finisher around the rim.
Mason over Brevard. Tough shot, but she nails it.
Hey, they're going after each other. I like that. Mason showing a little aggression. That's the second great reverse that we've seen from Mason.
So far, Florida State 3 for 9, now make it 4 for 10 with that basket there by Brevard, 2 of 2 since the timeout.
Hey, it's a great time for Brevard to get going. Florida State really wanting to get on a run coming out of this timeout. You know, I bet Coach was really telling them, stressing, get the ball inside to Brevard as long as she's out there.
It's been a roller coaster season for Brevard. She started a lot in the beginning. Since then, Coach has kind of said, you're going to be the 6th, 7th player to come out, but she's still sticking with it.
Yeah, and that's part of the challenge. I think she's really trying to challenge Brevard to get her best play as often as possible to make her really consistent. And you do that by taking away something that you really enjoy as a player, and that's starting in basketball.
Fouls on Mason there as Clayton will go to the free throw line. Clayton's that unsung hero of this game so far, wouldn't you say, Maria? Because I don't think a lot of folks were expecting her to have a big game.
Yeah, I mean, every time we've seen a dip and play, Clayton's come down, hit a big shot. You know, actually 9 points already. She's gotten out in some of the passing lanes. I've seen her initiate a couple of breaks. So yeah, definitely the unsung hero maybe for Florida State right now.
And with Brevard doing so well down low, Mason goes out in foul trouble, and Paulo comes back in. Fourth foul on Mason as Clayton goes 2 for 2 from the line. Largest lead for Florida State at 17. Dunn gets to the basket. Dixon with the miss, and the block there by Rodriguez, and a foul on this side of the court on Dixon.
Definitely a frustration foul out of that one. You can see her trying to reach in and get the ball back that time from DeLuzio. But a very clean block by Florida State. They're doing such a good job on defense. Even if Clemson gets the offensive rebound, they are there getting clean blocks, waiting until the ball release to attack it.
Who would you like to see Clemson go to in these waning moments here? Would you say Paldo or maybe a Nikki Dixon?
We've seen a lot of great high-lows from Petaway and Paldo. I think they should continue to work that, but also see if Nikki Dixon can get some more opportunities. We haven't seen her take very many shots from the perimeter.
Clayton goes inside to Brevard. They double team her quickly, and a turnover. Dunn trying to finish it. Good defense by Bresnahan to hustle back. Clemson fans wanted a foul. The whistles were silent. Turnover by Dixon. The athletic ability comes through there.
We saw 2 great sessions of transition defense, just getting both feet in the paint and being ready to attack. And you see there the turnovers are still mounting up for both squads, but completely dead even. And you know that both of these squads struggle with taking care of the ball.
Baldo with a healthy 3, but way off. That's not her shot. And it will go back to Florida State.
Coach Coleman stressed so much in the shoot-around when we were talking to her. She wants her team to get good shots. I mean, that's the most important thing that they're trying to learn how to do on the floor.
Another break here at Little John Coliseum. Tora Coleman and her squad have a lot to figure out here in the second half.
This Saturday on CSS. Tune in at 2 p.m. Eastern for live college basketball as St. Louis visits Rhode Island. Don't miss it. Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on CSS. Tune in weekday mornings for Mayhem in the AM. Join the 790 The Zone cast as they talk about sports around the South and more.
That's part of the reason as well.
It's Mayhem in the AM. Every weekday morning at 7 Eastern on CSS.
I want my firm to have people who remember at all times to be the best that they can be.
I'm Hezekiah Sistrunk of the Cochran Firm. Johnny Cochran taught every lawyer he worked with to never give up on a case, to never quit, no matter what. It's that kind of dedication and commitment that we provide to every person we represent. If you have been injured, call the Cochran firm today at 404-222-9922.
Well, online dating services can get kind of expensive, so to save money, I found a new way to get my profile out there.
Check me out. Everybody says I've got a friendly disposition and they love my spinach dip. 5'10".
Still doing a little exploring on it.
My sign is Sagittarius, I'm into Spanish cheese. My hairline is receding, but I'm getting a weed. Getting a weed!
There's an easier way to save.
What's on Ronald tonight?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Florida State showing why they are one of the top teams in the ACC despite being ranked 8th right now, up 49-32. Are you tired of the same old sports talk? Tune in to Sports Night for a unique perspective that's informative, controversial, and entertaining. Watch the biggest mouths in the South. Talk it up on Sports Night, weeknights at 6 p.m. Eastern on CSS. Bresnahan goes right to the rack, and she's fouled immediately. FSU on a 13-4 run in the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
I think we're seeing a little bit of standing on defense for Clemson's side. A lot of reach-in fouls, and when you're seeing reach-ins on defense, it's because you were not in position to start. Have to do a good job keeping your nose under the ball in order to keep from sending people to the free throw line.
Matisse Ford will come back in for Gramlich. Help out with that inside presence game, assisting Paldo down low on Brevard and company. And Bresnahan has done a good job too tonight.
She's really been attacking the basket. We've also seen her knock down a couple of threes.
Brevard with the loose ball puts it up. There's her physicality exhibited right there. Brevard will earn 2 more opportunities.
She worked hard to get that rebound. It looked like Clemson was trying to pinch her out on the free throw line, but she still was attacking and was able to snatch it down. But that's some of the strength that Brevard brings to the game, and a great offensive board for her.
She's 10th in the nation in field goal percentage. It is largely due probably because she's so close to shooting, but there's her tough earned points down low.
Yeah, and you know she's a great free throw shooter too, so I think she really does have just a good shooter's touch. And you see right now 7 points, 2 rebounds, but also the foul trouble has kind of kept her on the bench a little bit, and she hasn't been starting, so maybe not getting the same amount of minutes we're used to seeing from Brevard.
A little bit of pressure here from Bresnahan in the backcourt on Chancey Dunn. Coach Itora Coleman was expecting that, maybe even some pressing. Headaway, the tough right-hand shot, miraculously goes in.
We've seen a couple great shots from Pettaway.
Get a foul here after the basket was made. It looks like it's going to be called on DeLuzio. Let's take another look at it.
Maybe another frustration foul here after the shot.
Tugging of the jersey there, and look, she pushes down the Clemson player.
Usually the last one that you see respond or retaliate is the one that's going to get the foul called. So what we're probably going to see here is some kind of technical foul.
Officials gathered up here and going to talk things over, but definitely something Sue Semrell does not want to see. And we might get another 2 shots going Clemson's way. And yet the technical foul was assessed on DeLuzio.
Nikki Dixon was really trying to jump up into that defensive stance there and keep DeLuzio really close to her. And you see, you don't get called for the short the pull on the uniform, but you're always going to get called for retaliating against it, trying to create space.
And it's been very physical down there. You take a look at the scoreboard, and if you're just joining us, Clemson had an early lead in the first half. Then it's essentially been all Florida State, but it's been very tough there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going back and forth, and it seems like a game of runs. If you didn't look at the scoreboard, you actually might think the game is a lot closer than it is. Clemson has not given up. Give it up for Coach Coleman for continuing to keep her team ready and available to fight through this.
Gramlich will shoot 2 here. Technical foul assist on DeLuzio, her 3rd personal. Bramlett scored over 1,800 points in high school. How do you do that?
An excellent shooter. You see why she was the one chosen to shoot the free throws. That's because, I mean, she is an excellent shooter. It just comes straight to her. She also has a quick release as well. We haven't seen her getting it off as much, but she's just one of those pure shooters.
Did her high school coach tell her, listen, you're the only one
You shoot every single time we have a possession.
Three-pointers just like a layup.
Exactly.
Point lead for Florida State. And Joseph Vasili will call a foul away from the ball on Rodriguez. We'll go back to Florida State here.
A flurry of fouls there. See the story there again in turnovers. They're starting to really mount on Clemson's side. Coach Coleman was really excited. She said they only had 16 turnovers against Wake Forest. That was good for her team. I mean, she wants to get back there. They talk about it before every single game. Taking care of the ball is one of the biggest things that we can control, and we have to go out and control those things in every single game.
And I'm sure this coaching staff expects that with a young team. They just hope they can overcome that obstacle as Howard gets nearly tripped up, and yet there's the call on Ford. Tora Coleman knows that her team has to get back on defense pretty quickly with Howard's athletic prowess.
Yeah, and you see now already at the 1-1 for Clemson. I mean, there's a lot of game to be played, and now you don't have any fouls to give up if it comes down to the end.
Howard nearing a double-double tonight for Florida State. The sophomore out of Toledo, Ohio, the only player that has garnered such great reputation as a big-time recruit at Florida State in the women's basketball program as of late. And we'll get another technical foul here on Florida State.
Calling it on Clayton that time, and again, it's Nikki Dixon was involved in that. As they were walking off, you can see Clayton push her off at the end of this play.
Right there, there's the elbow.
But then watch, there's another push.
Busy night for the men and women in stripes tonight.
Whistles are getting a workout here at Little John Coliseum.
Florida State, you have to be asking yourself, why are they getting so talkative with Clemson? They're up by 18 here.
Yeah, just go ahead and play the game. You don't need to retaliate at all, even if it... And I think right after a while, there's some frustration involved, but you really, as a player, you have to be able to control those emotions and kind of let your game, your play speak for itself. I mean, instead of pushing back, why not drop one in the opponent's face or something? I mean, let the play talk for itself instead of making an extracurricular activity after the whistle's already been blown.
Two very vocal teams out there, and a lot of freshmen are certainly not playing like freshmen. A double technical assess there. Under 13 minutes to go into the contest, Florida State with the colossal lead. Inside to Chelsea Davis. Dixon did a nice job to get a right hand there. We'll stay with the Seminoles, according to Jennifer Rizak, the official there. 18 to shoot for the Noles. Clemson staying this 2-3 zone, Maria. We saw that in the first half.
They haven't left it. I really think they're trying to stay condensed, protect the interior of that zone. That's the decision they made, and that's the game plan they're sticking with.
An offensive rebound there by Chelsea Davis on the miss by Howard. Tough for Deja Hawkins. There she is, number 30 for Clemson, and Ford down low. They got to step up the defensive rebounding, or Florida State will blow this Clemson club out of the water.